Commissioner Butler.
Here.
Commissioner Clausen.
Here.
Commissioner Cox.
Here.
Commissioner Phipps.
Here.
Mayor Hall.
Here. Consent agenda. Items listed on the consent agenda are considered to be routine in nature and will be enacted by one motion. No separate discussion of these items will occur unless a council member requests the item to be removed from the consent agenda. If an item is removed from the consent agenda, it will be considered elsewhere on the agenda for this meeting. Prior to asking for a motion to approve the consent agenda, the mayor will ask if anyone desires to remove an item from the consent agenda for public discussion. Would anybody like to do that? Hearing none, I move the minutes of the regular meeting of November the 18th, 2025, and the bills and payroll for the last half of November 2025 are approved. Can I have a second to that motion?
Second.
Mr. Cox, roll call.
Commissioner Butler.
Yes.
Commissioner Clausen.
Yes.
Commissioner Cox.
Yes.
Commissioner Phipps.
Yes.
Mayor Hall.
Yes. Presentations, petitions, and communications. This portion of the city council meeting is reserved for persons who desire to address the council. The Illinois Open Meetings Act mandates the city council may not take action on comments received on matters that have not been identified on this agenda, but the council may direct staff to address the topic or refer the matter for action on the agenda for another meeting. Persons addressing the council are requested to limit their presentation to 3 minutes and to avoid repetitious comments. We would also ask you state your name and address for the record as well as stand when speaking. Would anybody like to address the council? Hearing none. New business.
Motion to adopt special ordinance number 2025-1993, levying taxes for all corporate purposes for the fiscal year beginning May 1, 2025 and ending April 30, 2026.
Can I have a second to that motion?
Second.
Commissioner Butler, and any comments on this one?
Beth, do you want to say anything about it?
So I have to say that the pension contributions are up. The EAV is flat. So we don't really have a significant increase this year in property taxes. I had done the calculation for a home worth $100,000. And actually the city's share of property taxes looks like it will go down 61 cents. So we do have, the pension contributions came in to the point where we won't be levying enough taxes, especially after PTEL, to cover those contributions. So we are going to have to take revenues from other sources. We will make the recommended contribution as we've been doing for the last handful of years.
Okay. Any other questions?
Any idea about how short is it? What are we looking at?
It was
Be something.
$380,000.
Mm-hmm.
$380,000.
Okay.
You know, I got preliminary EAV and new construction numbers from the county assessor. The actual results could be better than what she gave me in October on a preliminary basis. So, I'm having a big cost for that. But for now, I want to prepare for the worst case.
Yeah.
Beth, on one of the, I can't recall if it's fire or police, but one of them has an alternative funding that actually wouldn't throw us into a negative. What is that alternative?
In 2010, the legislature said, and give municipalities a break. And there's a statutory minimum. And that's what that is.
The alternative.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
And the actuaries calculated both for several years. And then Lauterbach, which is the actuary that does the calculations for pension funds. This year, for the police pension fund, we said we're not even in five. Because we feel strongly the actuaries that we just recommend.
Yeah.
No.
On the police.
Yes.
Good. On the fire, it gave the recommended and also the alternative.
On the police, just today, I received the that IPOP, Illinois Police Officers Pension Fund. They engage an actuary to calculate the statutory minimum. And that number just came in
Okay.
today. And that was 2.6 versus 2.7.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, anybody else have any questions? All right, roll call.
Commissioner Clausen.
Yes.
Commissioner Cox.
Yes.
Commissioner Phipps.
Yes.
Commissioner Butler.
Yes.
Mayor Hall.
Yes.
I move to adopt special ordinance number 2025-1994, approving the interest rate and terms for a $96,000 loan from the revolving loan fund to the Castle Inn Lounge Incorporated to finance updates to the equipment and building located at 1828 Olive Avenue, Mattoon, Illinois, and authorizing the city manager to sign the loan documents.
Can I have a second to that motion?
Second it.
Commissioner Phipps, and who wants to?
I was not here, but I got a little bit of updates from Kevin, and basically he's doing $106,000 worth of renovations to the kitchen and different aspects of the bar, pool tables, TVs. But not even included in this, he's putting a canopy on the east side of the building. It's a solar canopy that would be able to be covered for, bands out there in the evenings and stuff like that in the summertime. So he's making other investments as well. But he's asking for this loan to help pay for this material. It's an 8-year loan, 3%.
Any other questions, comments? Roll call.
Commissioner Cox.
Yes.
Commissioner Phipps.
Yes.
Commissioner Butler.
Yes.
Commissioner Clausen.
Yes.
Mayor Hall.
Yes.
Motion to adopt special ordinance number 2025-1995, declaring personal property owned by the municipality surplus and authorizing the sale or disposal of the property.
And a second to that motion?
Second.
Commissioner Cox? What do we got in that?
A lot of it is equipment that we've actually traded in. Whenever we'd buy new equipment, we'd put in the CDR that we were trading in this piece of equipment, but also just as another way to be able to find this equipment instead of having to go back and look at a certain CDR. We're surplusing it again, so to speak. So it's easier to find when people want to know, hey, why don't we have this piece of equipment? This is why it was traded in. Most of it, there's some other stuff that we will put on an auction as well.
Okay.
Helps with the audit.
Yeah.
All right, any other comments? Roll call.
Commissioner Phipps.
Yes.
Commissioner Butler.
Yes.
Commissioner Clausen.
Yes.
Commissioner Cox.
Yes.
Mayor Hall.
Yes.
Motion to adopt special ordinance number 2025-1996, authorizing the city manager to sign an outright grant agreement by and between the city of Mattoon and DD Enterprises ILLC, reimbursing up to $27,000 from Midtown TIF revenues over a 1-year period for parking lot repairs, replacement to the location of 1920 Oak Avenue.
And a second to that motion?
Second.
It's Dave.
Commissioner, I'll go with Commissioner Phipps on that one. Okay, any comments on this?
Alex, you want to?
Yeah, so and we also have our meeting here tonight, but basically, this is to help out with the parking lot and the location. And there's been a lot of issues with gravel, kind of getting into the drains there. You also have some ruts that appear in the existing substrate, and like all the shipments that they get there, semis coming through. And there's also some significant drainage problems. You're also getting some stuff kind of tracking buildings, stuff like that. So it's really just going to make the area nicer, solve some of these drainage issues, and make it more accessible for everyone. So, yeah, and happy to.
And one thing I might add, it does say 1 year on there, which is our hope, but if we don't get it in time, that can change to 3 years, is that right?
Yeah, so how it works right now, how we have it set up is the TIF was going to expire. We did get it extended by the state, but until December 31st, all contracts that we enter into have a 1-year payout. And so if the work is completed by the end of this year, then it would be paid out in September of next year on the 30th. And so I think, given how the contract's written, we would still do a 1-year payout. But it might be the next year for that coming to the work being completed in 26.
Where did we come out on the parking lots on Oak Avenue that, you know, you got the parking right in front of the building, then you got there's part of a parking lot that comes out towards a pole, there's a light pole or something there, and then there was another one. Are those all straight now on Oak Avenue? Are all the parking lots going to be the same? They're all going to come out to Oak?
I believe we figured out that there was going to be a partnership with Public Works on this as well, right? I wasn't around for that conversation.
You know, we're right out from the property line out to the road, that entrance there. We're gonna help them with that in terms of kind of grease.
So the objective was to make them all the same distance, they're all came out?
Yes.
Yes.
Good.
Cleaning up straight line. Yeah.
Exactly by the tracks, so we talk about,
What?
but the tracks will have a different.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. This is closer to the front of the building. Yeah. Okay. All right. Any other questions, comments? Roll call.
Commissioner Butler,
Yes.
Commissioner Clausen.
Yes.
Commissioner Cox.
Yes.
Commissioner Phipps.
Yes.
Mayor Hall.
Yes. I move to approve council decision request 2025-2646, ratifying the reappointment of Jeff Collins, Mark Cox, and Bill Olson to the Public Works Advisory Board with terms expiring on 12/31 of 2028. Can I have a second to that motion?
Second.
Commissioner Clausen, and anybody have any questions about those three? I talked to all of them. I think Dave did too.
Those three are on the board right now. That's
Right.
Being reappointed. There was still one. Open seat. That gentleman's going to come next Tuesday to the meeting. Just wants to see what it's about before he says yes. But I think we have somebody.
Okay, good. All right, roll call.
Commissioner Clausen.
Yes.
Commissioner Cox.
Yes.
Commissioner Phipps.
Yes.
Commissioner Butler.
Yes.
Mayor Hall.
Yes.
Motion to approve council decision request 2025-2647, approving the purchase in the amount of $28,000 from Industrial Services for a replacement boiler system at the Mattoon Police Department.
And can I have a second to that motion?
Second.
Commissioner Butler, and anybody want to comment on that?
This was just planned in the budget. We had 4 boilers actually when that building was remodeled. They were down to 1. We replaced it, and now we want to get a second one going for when it gets really cold, like it's going to get in the next few days. The second one kind of kicks in and helps keep the building a little bit warmer. So trying to get this one replaced, and then we will maybe be looking at a third one in the future years.
We got the first one just repaired.
Yeah.
The first welcome bar we got repaired, and then we'll get a second. This one will be repaired. So we'll have the new and the
Semi-new. Yeah, it's a newer style. Yeah.
should keep the building nice and warm.
Okay, any other questions? Roll call.
Commissioner Cox.
Yes.
Commissioner Phipps.
Yes.
Commissioner Butler.
Yes.
Commissioner Clausen.
Yes.
Mayor Hall.
Yes. Comments by the council. I'm going to start with Commissioner Clausen.
Just want to commend Public Works for the recent 2 snow events. Streets look good. I know you worked a lot of 12-hour shifts, but very good job. Sometimes those guys don't get their due, but they step up and they allow traffic to flow, police and fire to get on the streets. So appreciate them.
Erica?
Yeah, I had a question regarding the request for tourism funds to be used by Emerald Acres. Whenever I was looking through and reading through transcripts from whenever it was being implemented, it was stated in there that tourism funds were not going to be used for anything for Emerald Acres. So I was just questioning why now is this being brought up as a question if we can use those tourism funds for Emerald Acres.
What were they? What were the funds?
There's been a request by organizations that are bringing in events from outside the state to Emerald Acres. I'm not suggesting that we do it, but here's sort of the issue, is that the way business is done is that typically an organization that would go after a rights holder would have created an incentive package with the Convention District for Tourism. And so these folks are used to doing business that way. And so they're coming to us to say, what do you have available? I guess the question in my mind is, the language is a little, it's not a grant, but it's an incentive, but we're not really at this moment a part of the original conversation, which is a problem. And so there's where the.
Yeah, I think you're right about the, early on, there was no suggestion for events that were put on that would be funded by tourism dollars. The hotel motel taxes, which is primarily where the tourism dollars come from, those were never intended to go outside the two new hotels, outside of the sports complex. But I know there has been some discussion about what things can be done. But I don't know of any commitments or anything.
No, we've not.
Yeah.
Where the conversation is now, because we're being asked. We have had 3 organizations either do an expanded event, a local organization do an expanded event, wrestling, actually for archery, there was a traveling basketball group that was using local facilities that expanded to Emerald Acres. And then we've got a gymnastics event coming up in February that was local, expanding to Emerald Acres. And so we've approached them with the same grant process that we've done everything else. This is, the other part's a different, in my mind, a different scenario.
I think as things open up out there, there's particularly outside fields and it's already some of the indoors, community organizations want to be able to use those facilities, and many times they want to use it for nothing. And they are looking at volunteering to provide fields, particularly like somebody like for example, the Y. We've done some things for the city of Neoga because of their gym. They've done things out there that they didn't have to do, but I think they want to be part of the community. So that's sort of the other side of it too. But there's no commitments there on that subject. If that answers your question.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. What?
On that same note, so do you see this becoming as they get busier out there, do you see this becoming a more relevant thing that these outside groups these national groups are going to come in and see what incentives are going to be? And will that potentially draw down your funds, the local tourism funds?
So best case scenario, if we knew there were going to be after this department, when Dirt was still starting to move out there were state dollars available for these kind of incentives. Springfield is a great example of somebody who knew they were going to be doing business this way, got a sizable grant, was able to use that for those incentives. It's not just until those dollars become available again. I'm not sure that our hands are not tied. Or I don't know where the kind of money that would take to be consistent would come from.
Yeah.
So I think we're still looking at what can be done, but I just think we've got to start looking at grants, but the state doesn't make those available again, so.
Okay. Thank you. Let's see. Is that all you had?
Yes.
Commissioner Phipps?
No, just to reiterate what Mr. Clausen said about the streets looking good. Appreciate all that they've done. So it's been kind of a challenging 3 days or 4.
Commissioner Cox?
I would agree. Thanks to Public Works, Fire Department, Police, challenging situations. I put a request into Mother Nature. We have no snow this year, but she did not listen. So appreciate what you guys do in all kinds of weather, and appreciating the roads were Well kept up, and appreciate it. Also, Friday night's Downtown Christmas. One of my favorite events of the year. It's always a lot of fun. It keeps growing every year, so that's going to be a lot of fun. Hope everybody can make it downtown and see all the events and cool things going on for Downtown Christmas. And then Saturday morning's Rotary Food Drive. There's a big need every year, and probably more so this year. So we just ask that everybody make some food contributions to Rotary Food Drive, setting those out on your porch or steps 9 o'clock Saturday morning, and volunteers will be by before noon to pick those up. And I'm working with a crew over in the Rudy Bell, Stinson, Annis Avenue area. Looking forward to it. And so that's coming up this Saturday. December's here already. Thank you.
One thing I've noticed, every time that we seem to have a major disaster like Kyle's out of town, and there's a pattern developing there. I don't know if you plan those, but you're just not.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. It just it works out.
It just happens. No, the outside crew, we've heard nothing but positive comments about the outside crew on the snow. I think, well, there was one issue that came up, was not as positive as I had hoped, but it wasn't really our fault. So then the other thing is, we have not been able to pick a date for the retreat.
Right.
And we've not been able to figure out how we could do that.
Yeah, all the dates, most of them had 2 people going to be gone. The only 2 dates that only one person would be gone was January 12th and January 22nd. I was wanting to see if you guys, one person being gone on the 12th, if we did the department heads stuff there, that we could get the commissioner that would be gone information after that to look at those reports. And then if you guys want to meet on January 22nd as council, and the commissioner that would be gone on the 22nd, maybe meet with me beforehand and try to get what their thoughts were to try to move this along to get ready for budgets. Because typically in January is when we have the department heads start giving us their requests.
The only other option would be to start meeting on weekends, on Saturdays or Sundays or evenings.
Correct.
I mean, you could start at 5 o'clock in the afternoon and work till 10 o'clock at night. Those are options.
Those are a couple other options that I could run past Jim. If I'd rather us go to Jim with some dates, because he's given us a couple different times now with dates, and we haven't been able to make it work. So your initial proposal is that there is one date that we wouldn't have one commissioner, and could you meet with that commissioner one-on-one? Yep.
And would that work for everybody? And so
that would be a January 2nd. We'll be meeting with the department heads, hearing their reports. And then,
2nd or 12th?
Or the 12th, January 12th. And then January 22nd would be, the council maybe getting back together to kind of set priorities. And I would meet with that commissioner ahead of time.
Okay.
If you're all in agreement on that.
Would everybody be okay with that? I see a nod.
Good.
Commissioner Butler, could that work?
Yeah.
Commissioner Phipps?
Yep.
Commissioner Cox?
Yeah, it's not ideal, but sounds good.
Yeah.
Set up we had November, but we'll make it work.
So the 12th and the 22nd, and then you'll set up a meeting sometime between the 12th and the 22nd?
Yep, with both commissioners. Yep.
Okay, all right.
That's still at the library?
Yes, we'll still plan to have that at the library.
Okay. Now we got to we already know that Jim aren't available.
Jim's okay on those dates right now, so.
Yeah. Okay, good deal. All right, anybody else have any other comments? We do have,
Mayor,
yes.
I'd just like to fill everybody in on the public setting. On Thanksgiving, we had a fire, structure fire. Prior to that fire call coming in, we had back-to-back medical calls. So we only have 4 people show up or available for the structure fine. Mattoon PD was a huge help with getting lines stretched and us the ability to get water on the fire as quick as we did because of the officers and it was the entire shift. Their shift was down there, but Brett Hall went above and beyond because one of my guys went in interior by himself and Brett wouldn't leave him at the back door. He was helping, push hose in to Rocky, who was going inside. And this house, it was hoarding conditions. So stuff was falling behind Rocky as he was crawling in, blocking his path to get out if things went bad. And Brett was reaching in there and pulling all that stuff to make sure he would be able to get out. Then the fire got behind Rocky, right above Brett's head. And he notified Rocky. In our world, fire behind us is terrible. Without Brett notifying him, it could have been a completely different story. So just the work of both the fire and the police together is such a blessing to see that I just wanted everybody to know, those guys are working to keep our community safe and I'm super proud of them. So,
Good story.
yeah, I just didn't want that to be in my weekly report. I wanted that to be public, so.
Good deal.
Thank you both.
Okay. Is it any other comments anybody has? Okay, so I move to recess to closed session pursuant to Illinois Open Meetings Act for the discussion of appointment, compensation, discipline, performance, or dismissal of specific employees of the city or legal counsel for the city under 5 ILCS 120-2C1. Can I have a second to that motion?
Second.
Who said?
Butler.
Commissioner Butler. And I think we're not, when we come out of that session, we're not going to have any motions or any voting. Anybody can stay that wants to stay.
Okay.
But we don't expect, we'd expect, adjourn the meeting after that. Okay? So.
This,
Commissioner Phipps.
Yeah.
Commissioner Phipps.
Yes.
Commissioner Butler.
Yes.
Commissioner Clausen.
Yes.
Commissioner Cox.
Yes.
Mayor Hall.
Yes. All right.
at this time, I will mute and pause the video until we get back from closed session.